Hello, and welcome to Retro and Rhapsody. This episode, Rainbow Arts and Crafts. Our kind of trip of taking a look at the games by various European, particularly microcomputer and other kinds of computer developers, takes us to Germany this time, whereas we took a look at the British Gremlin. Rainbow Arts hails from Germany, and they're primarily a publisher, although they did do some of their own developments. And there are a few companies one main company that came out of them. And they had a kind of an interesting little catalog. Half of it no, I shouldn't say half of it, but some of it kind of mired with some legal controversy. And the other, Turrican. Their franchise Turrican's probably their most popular game. So why don't we go ahead and, take a look at it instead of, talking about it. So, yes, Rainbow Arts. They're kind of an interesting company because they've had they got a little bit of a rocky start, so to speak, because some of their games kind of got, right off the bat, got involved in some legal trouble, which we'll see why exactly. Because their first game, or maybe this wasn't their first game, but one of their first games, kind of the game that kind of put them on the map, oddly enough, it's going to be the first game we're going to take a look at. And, and you can see it on the right or left there. This game is slightly notorious for a very good reason. And for that, we need to load up this guy. Oh, switch. I'm going to go there. So yes, a lot of the games we're going to be taking a look at are on various Commodore computers, whether that be the 64 or the Amiga. First couple games we're going to take a look at, we're going to take a look at the C64 versions. And our first game, which I'm going to immediately turn the press play thing on, or the please wait thing, because the great thing about Commodore 64 games is sometimes their intro little bits kind of cause seizures a little bit. So I'm going to wait until this passes.
I know what you're going to start with, so I'm looking forward to that.
Once it loads. Yep, I don't want that on screen. But yes, it's also going to be good because we get to deal with the fun thing about playing Commodore 64 games in a non-native environment. Once it loads. It shouldn't take too much longer. Is this. Trainers! Everyone loves trainers. And cracker screens. But yes, as you can see there, or at least partially see there, we are going to take a look at, and the nice thing about these is that they give you a nice little thing. This is Giana Sisters. Well, full title being The Great Giana Sisters. And here's your little story. So, I'll just let you read that story a little bit.
It's funny that we actually have a harder time finding Commodore 64 games that don't have cracks nowadays.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you rarely see a legitimate copy, which is great because you don't know if they've modified it at all or anything. So
right, you actually have to deal with copyright protection games like these sometimes. So
yeah, the gist of the story is basically you're playing as two sisters, Giana and Maria. They are caught in a dream, and I guess they need to get out. And so without all this, I'm just going to go ahead and start it. So, let's do some trainers. Since I don't have rewind powers, I am going to do a little bit of cheating, just so we can actually see some of the game. But mostly just lives. Time, everything else I'll keep there. I don't want to do that. We're going to start at level 1 and do this, and go start with a fresh high score. So, you also get this great title screen, which might be slightly loud. With this incredibly C64 Amiga style little title screen. And here we're going to see a few names that are very kind of important with the history of Rainbow Arts. The first one being the person who did the artwork for this game. His name is Manfred Trenz. he is incredibly important because he eventually would become kind of their big game developer. Also artist. Also another name is the musician. And that is, I believe his name is Chris Hulsbeck. He is also a German sound composer who actually is somewhat still active. Unfortunately, the last game he worked on was that new Bubsy reboot. Because apparently he did the music for that. But yeah, one thing you might notice, but since these are the sprites from the game, also this might still be a little loud. This might look a little bit like a certain other game.
You don't say.
Let's go ahead and start. So, does this look slightly familiar?
Nope, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, this is a completely original game. In fact, let's get this mushroom / bowl. So now we can take an extra hit. So yeah, this is a very blatant Mario Brothers 1 ripoff. Incredibly so. So there's kind of been not so much a rumor, but like a story that's going around that basically Nintendo sued Rainbow Arts because this game eventually, got taken off store shelves because it's basically Mario 1. The thing about it is that there's like, there's a huge Nintendo sued Rainbow Arts to take it off shelves. That's actually not apparently the case. Nintendo just straight up demanded that, hey, you cannot do this. Like, no, you cannot sell this game. This is way too close to Mario 1. And then it got taken off store shelves.
I mean, so far, it seems pretty competent Mario ripoff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fairly decent. I mean, it's kind of annoying that you don't have a run. But, yeah, also it's up to jump, which is kind of by necessity since, Commodore 64 only had one button. Oh, I thought that... Oh, I guess that doesn't give you an extra hit.
Oh, one-hit kills. That's different, certainly. That's one way to make it different.
So yeah, I guess the only thing that the ball does is make it so that you can break bricks. Yeah, the scrolling is really smooth, which is pretty nice. Yep. Alright. Try that again. Also, it's weird how you have this weird whooshing noise every time a level starts.
It's part of the music, right?
Yep. Also the fact that when you kill enemies, they just kind of sit there. But yeah, this is a lot more competent than it really has a right to be.
I don't know if you're covering that or not, but I played the DS reboot of this a while ago. It was pretty okay.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't bring that up yet, but yes, this game's notoriety kind of, gained it a cult following, as these games kind of tend to do. So much so that they actually kind of, in various forums, made kind of remakes of this. I believe there was one on as you were mentioning, the DS one, which is pretty faithful to this version. Nope.
And then I played the one that came on Steam, and that one's okay, kind of does a lot of things on modern platformers that kind of bug me.
Yeah, it's, I believe the full title of that is Giana's Sister's Twisted Dreams, I believe.
That's
that
it, yeah.
Yeah, that one's actually its own kind of thing. It's actually pretty good from what I've heard.
Huh, power-ups don't respawn when you die. That
is kind of annoying. Also, you have a pretty high jump, too.
And anytime they do something different from Mario, it's always something for the worse. That's interesting.
Also, I'm expecting like half of these, like, oh, I need to do a running. Oh, also, much like Mario 1, every 4 levels you get a castle level, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at this. I ended up getting this if I had a C64 back in those sort of thing.
Yeah, this is pretty decent. I hate to disappoint you, it is not Bowsette. I actually can't remember what the first boss is. I think I know what it is. But that's... Oh, yeah, it's a giant.
Yeah, try to make Bowsette out of that. I'm sure somebody has somewhere.
It's basically the girl ant from the movie Ants.
I'm sad I know what you're talking about.
I saw that movie in the theaters. That movie sucked. And I had that movie, I think, on Divx. You know, I usually am not a fan of up-to-jump games, but this one's actually doing it fairly well. Oh! Okay, that's also a different thing.
Yeah, it's hard to get used to, especially if you're used to playing on console.
Oh, oh, thank you for the subscription on YouTube. I didn't see what your name was. Oh, I'm going to take it that's Life Forcers. Because the name is Life Force Salmon, or Life Force Swordmeister. You know, I always get a little concerned when I see a YouTube subscription pop up because, you know, being YouTube, then you can put whatever you want as a name. Oh yeah, and sometimes the end level is kind of a platform like that. Which always kind of reminds you of Gumshoe. Also, I don't think there are any underwater levels. I think it is mostly just, you know, walking around levels. Nope. Can't jump through those. Well, at least it looks like it despawned that enemy.
It seems kind of weird about what spawns despawns when you die.
Also generous hitbox, I guess.
It's feel a lot shorter than Mario on the average.
Yeah, it seems like that. There are, although there are, as it said, there are 33 stages, compared to Mario's once 32. Excuse me. Nope. Oh. I don't think this one has a bind controls button or thing, because I know some of them, some games, like Monty on the Run had a bind control thing, which is really weird considering how few controls there are in that game.
Does this game even use the keyboard?
Yeah, I can use the keyboard. I'm just using joystick so you can see my inputs.
I see.
Because yeah, I believe it is a... Well, let's find out. Oh, actually it doesn't, apparently. Also, apparently, also Joy. I don't know if it's just pick the one that it can get input from, but it is a second port joystick. Because that's the wonderful thing about certain Commodore 64 games, is depending upon depending upon the game, you can switch which one it gets input from.
90% of the time it's port 2, but it won't tell you if it's port 1. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, I'm playing with Infinite. So I would probably imagine that there's probably no continues. Of course, I don't have the cough before I start the stream, and then the moment I start, then I get the cough.
You alright?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Alright. At least enemy variety seems to be pretty high. Oh. Yeah, fine. You know, I think we've actually probably seen enough of this game, because we kind of get the gist of it. But
yeah.
It's a Super Mario Bros. 1 clone on a Commodore. So, this up and this. While I figure out how to, I guess I can do a hard reset. Well, I still get used to how the Commodore 64 works. Okay.
Alright, let's scroll down and see what you got. Let's scroll down a little bit.
Let's see. I would probably play this over a legitimate Super Mario Bros. 2. Like Japanese.
We're talking the Lost Levels, right?
Yes, this is Lost Levels.
Okay, yeah, it definitely goes above that. I don't think it should go above Sonic. I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic 1, but still.
Yeah, the only thing is that Sonic 1's so weird and has so weird physics that this one's actually surprisingly, controllable and, surprisingly competent for what it is. Which is my only thing I would say about putting it above Sonic 1. The only thing is I don't know if I'd put it above Donkey Kong Jr. Which again, I'm still can't quite remember why that got so low. But anyway, I can see. You know what? Yeah, I can be fine putting it below Sonic 1.
All right, seems good to me.
Yeah, I would say if it's not somewhere between these right here, so right below Sonic 1 seems fine.
Say what you want about Sonic 1, but it's trying to be as un-Mario as possible.
That is true. So the Great Giana Sisters that came. Oh, I forgot to even check when that came out. Thank you for letting me know that I need to update my password. Let me see, actually. Do this real quick. And since I'm going to have to borrow this. Great Giana Sisters. 87. By Rainbow. Although, actually, so the thing is that it was Time Warp Productions is technically the company that made it, but basically they were they all left them it was basically just the 3 people who worked on it that eventually would join Rainbow Arts, so it definitely fits in this category. This is a C64 game, and it's definitely a platformer. Now for tone.
Whimsical.
Yeah.
Mario's whimsical, so was this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I put it the same as Mario.
Let's see. Good music. I'd say it has good music.
Oh yeah, the music in this game is definitely one of the better things about it. Okay.
Audience, about everybody. Everybody likes Mario.
It's a balanced game. No content, no notes. Likes and dislikes. I would say music is alike. Nothing really else stood really out.
I'd say dislike is... Would bland count? Because it's kind of unoriginal? That's what the bowl is, right? Bland?
The bowl of oatmeal... Oh, that's the wrong one. The bowl of oatmeal is, in fact, bland. Although I wonder if I should have a different one for blatant ripoff. Because as much as they got out of it, it is still Mario. Problem is, I don't know what emoji I would put for, that kind of thing. I'll put bowl of oatmeal for now. While I think of one.
Are the controls worth mentioning either way?
If anything, I'd say that they were actually better than they should have been.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So I'll put gameplay in here. Because they did good work with what they had. And the jumping feels really good, too.
It looked fun. I'd say that. I would play it.
Yeah.
I have played it.
Yeah. It's a pretty decent game. So, that is the great Giana sisters. Now, that is not the only time that Rainbow Arts found itself being under the having a Japanese game developer getting annoyed at them. Okay, what icon? Oh, there. Trying to figure out what icon this is, because of course Vice is a Java program. Okay, so let's load up this next game. Now this one is not one I heard about until I actually looked up, Rainbow Arts games. But this one kind of has a somewhat similar story than the Great Giana Sisters, except it had a different outcome. And I'm going to wait. Oh, here we go. Rainbow Arts. And there we actually get to see the logo. Also, I don't think it goes super seizure-y. Does that. Also get this message. So yes. This is Katakis. The story for how they came up with the name of this is great because it's almost the exact same story that they did when they came up for the name Turrican. They got it from out of a phone book. Manfred Trends, so I can't remember if it's Manfred Trends, we'll see when it shows the credits, but yeah, basically was looking for names for their game and found apparently a Greek restaurant by the name of Katakis. And that is what they named their game. So we're going to do a trainer again. And unlimited lives. Let's not do invincibility. Level 1. And let's not quite see the end yet. So. It might have been Katakis. I don't know. The name of the game is Katakis. So yes, Manfred Trends and Anders Escher, looks like. 1988, Rainbow Arts. So, apparently, I am going to guess that the teamwork option is probably two-player cooperative, or at the same time. Also, I'm glad that the person whose card or disc this was kind of checked out the ass thing for us. So yes, you can put the name ass in your Hall of Fame.
Took all the fun out of it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and start. So right off the bat, you can kind of see what exactly they were kind of aping off of. Once it loads. Except it's great, because it's not just one thing, it's two things. So we have a charge. So it's great because why rip off one game when you could rip off two games? Katakis is a combination of Darius and R-Type. Because as you can see, when we collect the little colored gems, And now how we have this thing. We have essentially an arm, missile, and shield, shield thing.
I'm gonna make a wild guess and guess this game's gonna end up being impossible at some point.
I'm actually surprised that I have not died yet, because this was very much prior to the concept of having your hitbox being smaller than your ship.
I mean, so far it looks pretty playable, but that might change. Although I get the feeling that boss is supposed to look like that. That seems a bit weird.
Also,
yeah, that's kind of what I expect from a shooter from Europe.
Yep. Your hitbox is the entire size of your ship. Also, I believe there's only one checkpoint per level. Oh. Also, apparently the thing did not shield me correctly.
Yeah, shmups from Europe kind of have a reputation, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not quite... Like, they're going for a Japanese-style shmup. Like, they're going very much the Darius and the R-Type route. But I can see some of the sensibilities, because I'm not super familiar with games like Turrican and all that, but this seems like it has some of the same trappings of that. Where your ship is huge, and everything else is not.
The problem is everything is huge, so everything takes up so much screen space. It's mostly your ship that's the worst of it, yeah, but still.
I'm gonna have to turn invincibility on just so we can actually see some of the game. No, I'm actually... Because we're just seem to be stuck here. I'm actually gonna go do that real quick. There. That is true. Turrican does give you a health bar, which at least can mitigate some of that. So, as I said, this game kind of has a similar story to Great Giana Sisters, except it ends up... Rainbow Arts got a little worse off out of that one. That one did involve a lawsuit. Irem was not very happy with them for releasing this game. And as such, basically kind of coerced them into saying, hey, you seem to like R-Type. You release this game that is very much taking our gameplay style. How about you develop the Commodore 64 version of R-Type for us, and we'll kind of forget this all happened. So that is why Rainbow Arts is also responsible for the Commodore 64 version of R-Type.
You think they'd learn after the first time they basically stole somebody's game that hard?
Yeah. Well, thankfully after this, they kind of stopped doing that. No. All right, let's try that again. Also, yeah, now I can be a little bit more brazen and actually get up the power up so I can see what this upgrade path looks like. Also, I'm not entirely certain how you would actually release your force, because you have one button.
I'm gonna make a guess. Try spacebar.
Ah, yes.
A lot of games use a spacebar for like a second button. Which I guess makes sense. It's easy to reach.
Yeah, because I guess if you, depending on how you... I mean, you had to be close to the computer in order to get it to work, so... Also, I have no clue how you get past those.
Is there a way to do enough damage to it before it gets to you, I wonder?
Well, that's unfortunate.
Huh. I guess you have to kill it before it gets too close to you.
Well, I guess we have one last thing to do. Also, the press commie for the skipper thing, I believe that is referring to the Commodore button and not a communist. Yeah, so yes. But we could start at a different level, or we can just... Let's check the end first. Wow, that is straight up the ending of Gradius. By the way, get used to seeing credit screen with Manfred Trenz's name in a lot of different spots. Ah, yes, and Chris Hulsbeck worked on this as well.
They did good work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's the first time I've seen Vulcan Venture referenced outside of, like, a Wikipedia article. Also, thanks to H.R. Giger.
At least you're honest about what they're stealing from.
Yeah. Dolby Mono. What? Oh, that is... Yeah, that is the, cracker.
Classy.
Yes. Okay. I think that is enough Katakis to take a look at, because... Yeah, it is... Taking all the great things about Darius 1 and R-Type 1 and not succeeding on either of them.
More like Catapiss.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, I was kind of, because it's the other computer shmup we took a look at, is Nemesis 3. I would probably put those below Nemesis 3.
I'd put it above Monty on the Run.
Oh yeah, I don't think it quite gets in the red, but it gets kind of low.
I would put it below Space Harrier.
Space Harrier 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm not sure if
I'd say it's better than Ghouls and Ghosts for the second Master System, though.
All right, sure. We'll put. I guess that sounds good.
That port was kind of bad. This was somewhat playable, but man, that Ghouls and Ghosts port is terrible. This one is just Rainbow Hearts. There was an Amiga port of that also. There's also an Amiga port of the Great Giana. Actually, there's like Commodore 64 and Amiga ports for pretty much almost all the games that we're taking a look at, except for 2 of them. This is definitely a shmup. I would say it's atonal. Not really going in for anything. And this did seem kind of hard, so I might actually put it on expert.
That sounds good to me.
So, any sort of specific thing sticking out as like/dislike?
It's kind of unfair, so definitely cheese.
Yeah, I'm thinking cheese. Oh, God, I keep on forgetting that. So yes. Definitely cheese. I'd also put the gameplay there because it seems like they're just kind of combining the point with actually not really thinking about whether or not it's a good idea or not. And that's kind of it. Like, there's nothing really I'd say that I liked about it.
Yeah, I'm like struggling to think of things to say about this game, really.
Yeah, it just kind of existed. Well,
wait.
There was.
Are you going bland on this one?
Yeah, I just kind of blank. Yeah, actually, I'll replace gameplay with bland. All right. So that is Katakis. Fortunately, from there, they kind of learned their lesson. Really didn't repeat that. The rest of their games, they kind of had on their own. So the next game we're going to take a look at is actually, I'm going to be honest, I kind of did this because basically I essentially threw a dart at a dartboard and kind of just found a game that was basically, let me get something that's not a shooter, that's not Turrican. So I kind of found this game, and it's on the Amiga. In fact, all except for one of the rest of the games, we're going to take a look at the Amiga versions. So, let's see. Here we go. And I knew absolutely nothing about this game prior to me looking at this game on the list. Let me do this. So yes, so Commodore 64 games are not the only games to have trainers. If it would show up on, yeah. So this is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
I'm just gonna hit unlimited lives and didn't start. So yes, this is Apprentice. And again, I knew practically nothing about this game until I saw it on the list.
Yeah, this one's new to me, so I'm interested where it goes.
So, got some of the same people. Got Chris Hulsbeck. I guess I'm just going to go repeat this. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that, because I'm like, oh yeah, Wiz and Liz is kind of the perfect kind of game for this, but that is not a Rainbow Arts. That is a Hypnosis game.
Oh man, you need like 3 or 4 different streams just to cover Psygnosis.
I kind of wanted to do Psygnosis, but I already had 2 British developers, and I felt like it's weird to do a European thing with having 3 of them being British. Also, look at this walk cycle. Look at this everything, really.
It's his facial expression that really does it for me.
Yes.
He is not enjoying being here. This doesn't look like it feels good to play, I'm just gonna say that.
It's surprisingly better than you'd imagine.
I can get like an idea of how a game controls just by looking at it. This does not control like it controls as good as Giana did.
Oh no. It's definitely worse than Giana, but it's still relatively playable. So let's go into the shop. Somehow. There we go. I have 4 money, which I don't think I can buy anything with this. Also, what's great is that, we haven't seen it yet, but, this actually takes somewhat of an element from another game that Rainbow Arts made. In terms of the health. Let's see, I'm trying to see where is it. Oh, it's that little icon. This has Turrican health.
Oh yeah, I know all about Turrican health, but I probably shouldn't point that out until you actually play Turrican.
Yeah. But it's that same kind of concept that I think I've seen other games have it other than Turrican, but I know Turrican's kind of the more popular one because it's the one that almost all of them used, except for the weird super ones.
I mean, this seems playable, certainly.
Yeah, it is very competent.
I hate the directional audio on the song.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, there's some weird stereo going on, and I can't go...
Oh great, now I notice it.
It's called, we have stereo, so we're gonna fucking use it.
It's great. It's great because one of the options when I was doing the Commodore 64 stuff was to have it in stereo, and I don't think it worked properly because it was coming out of one channel. I'm like, oh, did I unplug, accidentally knock the cord out of my speaker? No. No, I didn't.
That's technically stereo. It's coming out of one ear.
But yeah,
why are all the sound effects coming out of the left channel?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't stand it when I hear something only in one ear, so I'm surprised I haven't gone crazy listening to this yet.
Well, it's weird too, because like all the sound effects are on the left channel, but the music itself is playing in both and with different instruments, and it's weird. Whatever, I got pork fried rice, and that's what matters.
I was to say, I take it that this isn't a PAL thing. I'm pretty sure PAL has stereo, like proper stereo.
Okay, so what is this for?
Oh, this is an Amiga game.
I was gonna say, this is an Amiga-ass Amiga game that I'm looking at.
Yes.
God, I love that noise.
The music's pleasant.
So, when do we get a shirt and shoes so we can actually get service?
Never. We're a wizard, we don't need shirts. I'm surprised we even have pants. What the hell did I just do?
Also, I love his, like, weird over-animated power walk.
Yeah. It's also this. Actually, the fact that it stops exactly when you need it to is actually kind of surprising. Like, it makes it feel different than, like, anything that's, like this, but it actually feels kind of nice.
But it's still an Amiga-ass Amiga game.
Yes. Whoop. Okay, let's see, what can we buy? We have 49 money, so we can buy what looks like a lollipop, a leaf, bomb, and I believe this is health.
Can we buy some no? I could use some no.
No, I can't buy some now.
Oh, what's even the fucking point?
Let's buy the balloon. And, well, we can. I think we just buy all of it.
At least no is cheap.
Wow, great bomb. That's gonna be Death Trap.
God, even the music's Amiga as shit.
You know, I'm surprised. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm not surprised, but this seems like a game that would get ported to the Mega Drive. Like, and only the Mega Drive. Like, it's like Wiz and Liz. Like, it's a game that, like, just feels like a game that would get ported to, like, the Amiga and the Mega Drive, and that is it.
Also, yeah, I agree, Bobbinator. The other weird thing about the face, it is... Like, everything else about the character is, like, kind of over-animated, but the face is static. Also, who is this anime?
Is she asking for a pot leaf?
One of her eyes doesn't quite work right.
No, let's... Yeah.
She definitely wants that dead kush.
Yes. Well, the problem is I don't have it. Ah! I don't like that it animated when it was loading in.
Actually, the emoticon I use isn't quite right. What do you call that one emoji that has, like, the weird Unicode for the eyes?
Oh, Lenny?
Is that what you call it? Let me look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's called Lenny.
Not quite that one, but something close to that, yeah.
Oh, or like the disappointed face?
I found it.
Oops.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
The disappointed face, yeah. Also, where the hell am I supposed to go? Oops, wrong button.
He's just deeply offended by the fact that shirts exist.
Let's try that again. Heavy load can break beams. Oh, goodbye. Oh, spring shoes for exact amount that we have.
If only they
Wow.
sold weed.
I think that was a one-use item and I just wasted it immediately. Just by jumping.
Is it even worth buying items? It doesn't seem like it.
Considering I don't know what half of them do, probably not.
To be fair, you got nothing better to spend your money on.
Oh, at least it doesn't take me back to the start of the stage.
And yeah, like, 2-Bit's right, like, a weird amount of effort went into that magic lady and nothing else.
God, that remind. I need to find because I need to take a look at it at some point. But God, I found an Amiga game that was basically, remember the game Oni and how it was Rockstar and Bungie trying to make Ghost in the Shell. It was basically an Amiga attempt to do the same thing.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Oh! What? Okay. I guess I can pick up blocks. I have no clue how I did that, but...
Wait, were you picking them up for?
No, I was just kicking them.
Wait, okay, so are you a wizard because you can pick up blocks with your mind?
I guess? Oh, we're not quite a wizard, we're an apprentice. Which reminds me... Oh, I did change the name. Good. Oh. Okay. Ah, if I hit down right in front of a block, I can pick it up. I think we've seen enough of this game. No, I'm not playing this on an actual Amiga, but... Yeah, it seems like it is kind of repeating itself.
As it feels like if you've seen one level, you've seen all of them.
So, this goes in the resist list. So, let me scroll down just a bit. Yeah, it's great when the emulators have the actual tape noises. So, Apprentice is perfectly competent, but didn't really seem like much else.
Yeah, it plays fine, but there's nothing really interesting about it.
Like, I would probably put it maybe above the Mega Drive version of Valis. And in between Sabrina the Teenage Witch Spooked.
I would maybe put it over Sabrina, but under Kung Fu Master.
Yeah, I can see that. It's great. We've hit the point where it's like, oh, I kind of remember what that game was. But yeah, I would definitely play Kung Fu Master over it. All right, so that was Apprentice. That was 91. 1990 by Rainbow Arts for the Amiga. Oh. Amiga. And I'll just call it an action game. What tone do we want to put that? I still think I need to put an Amiga tone.
Yeah, I feel like you should, but honestly, there was no real tone to it.
Yeah, it goes
like whimsical, maybe at best.
Yeah, I think maybe whimsical because I want to put it as atonal. But yeah, it really I wouldn't call it cutesy, but
Also, the game itself seems perfectly approachable.
Yeah, it's very balanced. So, likes and dislikes.
Can I put that weird overdrawn lady as my like?
Just the lady as the like.
Just the lady. The one who had like infinitely more effort put into her than anything else in the game. But also that kick was sweet as hell.
Yeah, I'll do that. Actually, I'll just do this. Let's just call it. You know what? Let's call it. You know what? Actually, let's not call it art. Let's call it charm. Charm and anything else.
Not really. It was surprisingly charming in like weird ways, though. Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah, because the gameplay was okay. Like it was it was janky, but in a way that's surprisingly playable. Like it's weird. Like it feels like it shouldn't work, but it does. Other than that, I really couldn't say. The music was okay, but it kind of just there. So
actually, wait. Sound for dislike. Because the weird stereo fuckery was driving me up a wall.
What is it? Audio. Yeah, because we have a thing for it. Is it volume? No. So the thing I can't remember. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. What is this actually called? Level slider. Okay. I'll do that.
I'm sorry, I had to sit up for a second. What did I miss?
Good. So we have put Apprentice at 81. Right below or right above Sabrina the Teenage Witch Spooked and right below Kung Fu Master. And for likes and dislikes, we are saying we like the charm and dislike the audio balancing. Is there anything else you wanted to put in? Or any other comments that you had?
Not on my end, no. I mean, I'd say it looks, maybe not bland. Maybe not in this case, no, but...
Because we were thinking...
Perfectly serviceable is how I would describe it.
Yeah, it looked competent. But yeah. So, that is Apprentice. So now comes the fun part, I guess. I don't know how to phrase this, but the interesting part of this episode, because it is now time for me to play this sound clip.
Hello and welcome to Turrican. Be my guest. Another day, another try. But remember, shoot or die.
It's Turrican time. So yes, Turrican. it is a game of which I have heard about a lot, and particularly by the people I knew who were of British, or who are, I would more say, European, have very high regards for this series, even though I have not played much of it myself. So we're going to be taking a look at the Amiga version because I could not get the Commodore 64 version to work properly. Which is unfortunate because from what it seemed like, the Commodore 64 version is actually pretty good looking.
Man, it's so weird that it emulates those noises.
Welcome to Turrican.
So yes. So much like Katakis, the name Turrican actually came from, I believe it is Manfred Trenz, looking in the phone book and finding a guy with the last name Turricano. It was like, oh hey, that sounds like a good name for a game.
Okay, but I fucking love that metal album cover that they had.
Here's also the thing that mostly came out of Rainbow Arts. Was a kind of a side company that did their Amiga porting. And that is the company Factor 5. Which, if you're familiar with the work of Factor 5, is nothing... So Factor 5 got their start doing ports to, like, Amiga games, or ports to the Amiga from various other computers. The thing is, they were eventually bought out by Lucasfilm, or I guess LucasArts, forgot which one. Their most popular franchise is the Rogue Squadron series of games. And they were really good at making that, up until they made a game for the then newer... They wanted to make a game, I can't remember if it was a launch or close to launch, for the PlayStation 3, that was Lair. Which unfortunately caused their demise.
Yeah, weird that.
But supposedly they're back and they actually still have the Turrican license. But anyway, let's start. So Turrican. The kind of the game that I would kind of compare it most to is kind of Mega Man, but mixed with a little bit of Metroid as well. So here's our guy. We have a gun, and we can jump. Now I believe these guys you can... Okay, these you can't stomp on. So, kind of like Apprentice, even though I think this came first. Our health is not also... Is it we sit here or do we shoot? Or jump? Get a 1-up. Also, we get these little hidden platform things that have power-ups. So also, you have your shot, but you also have this weird thing if you hold the button. Is you have this little beam thing that you can tilt all sorts of directions.
Also, man, your walking animation weirds me out.
It is. There's quite a lot of frames to it.
Yeah, it's once again like this weird, like almost over-animated feeling. Also, yeah, the camera scrolling is not great, and it feels like pretty zoomed in.
You should not playing this on the Game Boy, because there is a Game Boy version.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of ports to this, too. There's like a Commodore 64, or not, well, obviously there's a Commodore 64 port, there's a TurboGrafx 16 port, there is a Mega Drive port that was handled by Accolade, I believe. But they probably handled the Game Boy port as well, and probably the Turbo 16 version.
Man, I do not know what the fuck is even happening.
Dying, mostly.
Also, I like this Raiden little intro loading screen thing. Oops.
But yeah, this Turrican health, as you're seeing here, it's actually pretty common to a lot of European games I've seen. I don't know why. Honestly, I like any Turrican game I play. I think it's Mega Turrican on the Genesis. That's my favorite.
Isn't that a port of... I believe it's a port of 3, isn't it?
Actually, 3 came after, but yeah.
Huh.
I actually like this game pretty okay, but that one's my favorite.
Yeah, this is probably the most competent game I've played on the Amiga, and though granted that is not a huge list of games. Which, as of right now, the ones that I've played seriously are Zool and Apprentice, and this. Also, yes. Our first boss. That was hard. So, also the thing is, I have items. I can't quite remember how to do it with the joypad. Because there's like a... Okay, there's spacebar, which is that grenade. Isn't there also a screw attack kind of thing?
Like, I don't know, this game seems neat, but also I have no fucking clue what's happening, ever.
Yeah, that's kind of things are just happening.
Just shit kind of just happens, and like, that's not bad, it's just incomprehensible.
Okay, here.
Oh
This is
boy,
kind of-
air control jumping.
Also, the fact that this is an Amiga game, so it's up to jump with this.
Oh, grody.
So you're having to do like a C.
Like, I'm just
Or
getting
back to
a lot of flashbacks right now.
Oh god. God damn it. Ah,
You'll never be free.
nope. Using the actual joystick on the controller is not helping. Yeah, maybe this would be better if I actually was doing like with a legit joystick, but it's what I have. Or if I was using a Genesis controller or a Mega Drive controller. I feel if I'm playing an Amiga game, I have to use the European terms. Oh, also invincibility. Or I think this is an extra or a free hit or something like that.
I think you use some of your power-ups with the spacebar, too, by the way.
Yeah, I think the spacebar is the control. Actually, let me try. Nope.
That seems pretty kind.
Yeah, you get 3 per life, I believe. But there, I have like the.
Funny thing about your Bag of Magic Food, I think Duke Nukem actually stole graphics from this game, if you can believe that.
That does not surprise me.
So that's probably why.
Also, I like the fact that our lives count. Like the lives counter is the red guy from the Rainbow Arts logo. Also feels like I've heard this music in like a different context, but I don't know what. Whoops. That's a pretty dick move, actually, when you think about it, considering how the camera is. There's no way I could tell that there's a waterfall right there. Oops. Probably should not have set there. Also, I'm kind of curious, where does it put me when I continue? Other than a loading screen.
I like how it tells you at all times how many continues you have. That seems like a warning sign.
Holy shit. Okay, I take back everything nice I said.
Oh no.
That is not a continue.
Well, you never finished the level.
Still, that is not a continue. Just game over me if that's the case. Wow, yeah, that is a... That is a thing. Let's just do that. Okay. So yeah, that goes in a resist list. So it's a... Turrican 1's a pretty decent game. Outside of its kind of cruel continue system.
I'd put it maybe in the 70s. Let's see what's in there. What about
In
that?
the 70s? Well, at 70 we got Rampage. At 79 we got Hokuto no Ken.
I think it should go above Pirates of Dark Water, because that just looked really, really unfun.
Yeah, I'd rather play Totally Rad though over this. So I think in between Totally Rad and
Definitely
Pirates of
not.
Dark Water.
Definitely not above Bucky O'Hare. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't think I would not put it above Bucky O'Hare. I would still rather play Totally Rad over this. And if not Totally Rad, I'd definitely play Osmond over that.
Maybe between Osmond and Totally Rad?
I could see that. Right in that difference between good and slightly not as good. I think that's a good spot. 36.5. So slightly above Apprentice. And I forgot to see what the year was again. Maybe the thing will say. Oh, that was also 1990. Turrican. So 91, 1990. Rainbow Arts. I'll put the Amiga version. Not a Mega. Not a Mega. That is definitely an action game. This one I will kind of put atonal because I really couldn't think of anything specific about it.
I'd say probably an expert's game.
Yeah, this game is kind of hard.
Good music. I like the music.
Yeah, the music is really good. So yeah, I put the music there. I am already going to put for like,
Just like, that's cheese, I think.
Well, I think I had something for specifically for... Okay, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I'll put cheese.
I think somebody says it needs a what the hell is going on in there.
I would not... It's not in that sense. Like, that's in like a Genpei Termiden or like a...
Okay, weird games. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put cheese. So yeah, I think that probably works. Is there anything else?
Nothing that comes to mind.
All right. So yes, that was Turrican. So, naturally, what do you think comes after Turrican?
Universal Soldier?
Nope.
Why would you bring that up of all things?
Because there is a Turrican clone that's called Universal Soldier.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
Glad you knew what I was thinking of.
yeah, it's not the. It is unfortunately not the movie.
Damn, what's even the fucking point then?
Also, did I load the right one? I might not have loaded the right one because for some reason this game is very tricky to get to run.
I love two incredibly American men with strange accents beating the shit out of each other.
Who is the other one? Other than
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, right? Other than yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's like that other one we watched recently that was surprisingly good despite being terrible.
Oh, Double Team?
Double Team, that was it.
Okay, apparently I picked the wrong Amiga again. Because for some reason, this only runs on a very specific Amiga. Yeah, Super Turricans, it's kind of its own beast, because they changed a little bit how the formula works. Okay, come on. There we go. So yes, this is Turrican 2.
Oh, you gotta let that music play out for just a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I believe the full name of this game is Turrican 2: The Final Fight, which is great because there's 3 games. Also, it wasn't Anders Escher, it was Andreas Escher. My bad. Well, maybe this is the one where that has the thing. Okay, let's start. So,
power up. Around. Power up. Multiple. Laser. Shield. Power up.
I like the voice clips.
Around.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
There's a game that I'm almost positive these people played to make this called Psychonix Oscar, I believe it's called.
That name sounds familiar.
That reminds me a lot of this. I bet they must have played it. It's a Data East arcade game, I think.
Huh. Oh, also we have this again, except it's this weird laser thing now.
One tip I might give you if you want it.
Sure.
You have infinite wheel time in this game, so you might want to use that if you can.
I couldn't figure out how to.
I think it's down in space.
Ah,
Yeah, when in doubt with the mini games, try the space bar.
One up. Down. Power up. Power high. Down.
maybe I don't have the setup. Hold on. Ah, yes, I see I have a redemption. Is this what I think it is? Ah, yes. So you have finally redeemed your 100,000 Fun Bucks prize. Well, I guess we're gonna do Mega Man Sprite game then. Or Mega Man Sprite comic game.
Will that be tonight?
No.
Okay.
I'll need to find... that probably will not be for a couple months, but yes, we'll be doing it. Because all of April is scheduled. Not sure if a few episodes of May or 2 are scheduled.
No, I
But-
never actually read a Mega Man Sprite comic. I guess I gotta get on that now.
They're a thing. Also, you don't really need to see or read them to understand the game. The game, it's its own thing. Oh. Hold on a second. Oh. Whoop. I guess I can't go this way. Also, this music's reminding me of a song I can't quite put my finger on it.
One up.
I found more one-ups than I have found progress. Oh.
Hey, I gotta step out for now and get some stuff done, but thanks for the stream.
Yep, no problem.
Alright, you guys take care.
Better. Okay. Let's see. Whoop. Whoops. I can't. Come on. Whoops. Yeah.
Power up.
That road just take me to a dead end. Okay. The hell's up with the level design in this game? It's like not even like that it's expansive. It's just that it just seems like nothing goes anywhere. Oh. Oh. Well, also, I guess we get one continue in that game. So, I guess that's going to do it for that. Alright, so, that's Turrican 2 done. So, I like that game more than 1, but still slightly had its issues. I kind of actually think that maybe this one I'd put maybe below Bucky O'Hare. Or actually, no, below the Pirates of... I think that one I'll put right below Fox and Force. I think that's more enjoyable overall than Rampage, even with its labyrinthine design. Like, it definitely improved a lot from the original. I think that's probably a good spot to put it. Let's check something real quick. Let's see. Yes, Turrican 2. The final fight. And there's also episode 91. Came out in 1991 by Rainbow Arts. For the Amiga. It is still very much an action game. It is also still very much that. I still play Expert. And I think kind of the same thing applies. I like the music. I would say also still... Oh, come on. Cheesy design, but also I will put the map design in there because I did not really care for it. Okay, so that is Turrican 2, the final fight. Now that is enough specifically Turrican for tonight, but one of Rainbow Arts' last games that they did was actually kind of one of their weirdest because it's not an Amiga game and it's not a Commodore 64 game. It is a Super Famicom game. It is a game that only came out in Japan for the Super Famicom. And I'm going to load it real quick.
Guess who kept forgetting they were on push to talk?
Is it you?
It's me.
Okay.
Although I'm poor.
Trying to outdo Max and Chachi.
No, yesterday I gambled away all my fun bucks because I got on a real nasty losing streak, and then I went on tilt and lost even more because I'm unlucky.
Alright. So, let's take a look at this. So this is Rendering Ranger R2.
What?
Rendering Ranger R2.
No, I got the name. That's not what confused me.
What's confusing?
The fuck does any of this mean?
So, the phrase Rendering Ranger... So originally this game, I have to look it up what exactly the name was before, but it was under a different name. But they changed it to Rendering Ranger when they changed graphical styles.
So once again, this weird feeling of like over animated.
Yeah. Well, especially would be great. I'm gonna just keep on normal. I'll just put, sure. Let's leave it like that. So, this is again by Manfred Trent, so it's the same person who is responsible for the Turrican games. You'll see that is very apparent. Okay, so this is us. It is very much still in the vein of kind of Turrican. And yeah, a lot of pre-rendered graphics. There's apparently a prototype of this with before they switched, and it was all like sprite based. But yeah, once they changed, it seemed like, oh yeah, Donkey Kong Country did really good. Well, why don't we change it over to pre-rendered graphics? And they changed the name. And yeah, unlike the other Turrican games, this has a more traditional health system. We have just pips of health. And this is actually how Super Turrican kind of plays. Oh. Also, I have that again. Also, again, there's just something that,
There's some of these weirdly textured backgrounds.
yeah, also there's something about the characters, like, not just the sprite, but just the way he looks, just looks off. Like, he looks like bootleg, like, dollar store figurine.
Yeah. It's like a weird off-brand Doom Marine.
Yeah.
Beat you to it, chat!
Oh yeah, now that we have max health, whenever we get a health pickup, which is the little sparkle, we'll have an additional shield. Also, we do have a power attack, but I don't want to waste it. Also, I hate to play this without auto fire on.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a real big problem in this game with foreground, background, or things you can stand on.
And the issue I was noticing is the hitboxes are super wonky.
Yeah. That too.
Like, the fire stuff seems larger than it actually... It seems smaller than it actually is. Also, those little sparkles, I don't... Like, my brain doesn't register as like, foreground... like, pickups. Just seems like a background thing, personally. Oh god, that looks terrible.
Oops. Oh, right.
Wow, fuck you!
Yeah, I forgot. If you're standing in the wrong spot, you'll instantly die. Oops.
Oh no, you missed the power up.
Oh yeah, I should mention that the diagonals will give you an angled shot. Or not the diagonals, the shoulder buttons. But you can't use the diagonals when moving, which is kind of annoying.
Man, this doesn't look great. Just like translating the sprite across the screen.
Also, there's our power attack. It's just a spread beam kind of thing. But it does gradually regenerate. And yeah, it just goes straight into the next level. So, as you can imagine, for a very, I'd say, Western-style game that is in Japan only, I believe that's just because of the time that this got released. I believe this is like, I think it said like 96, so incredibly late. This game is actually the most expensive Super Famicom game. I believe when I checked last, which I believe a couple days ago, I checked to see what the price is on eBay for just the cart. Just the cart is $800.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
That doesn't. That is if you don't get a reproduction, which you can get for like $15. Also, that sound effect is somewhat off-putting.
I love elevator sections.
Elevator sections where you can barely see what's below you. Oh, right, certain enemies you can jump on. So there's something about this particular sprite when he is looking up that just looks not good. Also, it's great because the diagonals, like, it's good that they work. The problem is that they're complete opposite of Super Metroid, so...
So man, this music. Just kind of there.
That'll change later on. Let's just say that this game has some good use of SNES guitar. Also,
I
like,
barely noticed the music.
Yeah, this particular track is very not there. Also, I just noticed that this animation for him shooting is just like the middle section of his sprite moving back, because you can kind of see like a very definite cut in his arm in like middle section. Also, if it's the time that I think it is, be
Are you
prepared
purposely not saying anything, or is there just nothing to say?
There really isn't nothing to say. At least for now, because are you ready for some really good animation?
Did you change voiceovers? Because if not, you should.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I wasn't really saying anything, but are you ready for some good animation?
Sure. What the fuck? They really wanted to show off their rendering tech, didn't they? Wow, this is... What is with all these frames? They really wanted to show off their rendering for the rendering ranger.
Also,
I don't think I can take any more of this fucking game.
it is time for a genre change.
Wait, what are we twisted to shmup?
Yes.
Ah shit! Okay, never mind, I take it back. Also, this is a nightmare on the side stream. So this music's kind of rad.
So, in the shmup section, we have... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I believe it is... Okay, what button is it? We have a button to swap directions, Section Z style, and we can switch between 3 different weapons. 4 different weapons.
Huh.
Also, in the shmup section, it's great because it gets incredibly MIDI.
So how long until we switch genres back?
Probably, I think, 3 more stages. Yeah, I actually think the majority of the stages in this game are the shmup sections. Which is fine by me, because it seems like this is actually more competent than the other sections. Oh, right, I just spawned right there. Ooh. Seems like you do not respawn full power, though. There we go. Actually, I think I want to use that. Okay.
I feel like I vaguely recall this.
Recall this song or?
No. Wait. Why does this sound familiar?
I might have had it playing while the map section of Takeshi's Challenge. I like this one guitar loop just playing over and over again.
It's this like 5-second loop, yeah.
Wow, I'm really good at this game. As you could see from the thing of me just pressing that one button over, or just having that one button held down.
Yeah, makes sense. I refuse to believe that this game is worth so much.
It's not. It's just because they made like 2 copies.
Yeah, somebody was kind enough to offload the ROM, so you know what? I'll take it. Behold the gold ship.
It just feels like none of the weapons like do any damage.
Yeah, because everything's meaty, like weirdly meaty. Yeah, that or you're just full of pea shooters.
Because it's all like the same type of weapon. It's always it's like always like the very fast shooting like fully automatic weapon like in shmups that are always bad. Or always good for just very tiny enemies because it do no damage to anything larger than just like a small ship. Because even these small ships are taking multiple hits.
don't know how much of this game my body can take.
Yeah, I think let's just see the end of this level.
I think we've seen everything and then some.
There's one stage that looks decent. But
Yeah,
I'll
the problem is getting there.
Yeah, because it's stage 7.
So I love the wall of guns.
Yeah, I would just play them. I'll play the song. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play it now.
Okay, this is a good start.
But it's neat because the stage you're flying through like a cityscape, so.
At least this music's rad. So I love this fucking meteor herd. Lolo, you're free, finally, after all these years.
Well, let's see what's next.
Regret.
Oh.
I was zooming in. What the Christ is this?
Not good looking.
Very not.
Oh, it's just. A
Yeah,
boss that can't damage because it's in the background.
Mm-hmm. It's just hashtag good game design.
Oh, that totally doesn't look like crap. Or.
Nope, definitely not. Really big on increasing the size of that sprite and also just translating it all over the place. Hey, you gotta do ass. Perfect. The lovable ass of death.
Yes. Also, these names.
Yeah, they're pretty edgy, like Beast of Eden.
Alright. Well, that's Rendering Ranger R2. R squared, I guess. Alright, so let's rank that. I kind of like Turrican more than those. More than that.
I mean, it seemed a bit more functional in Turrican, but Turrican looked more neat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eh.
Yes. Rendering Ranger, Rendering Ranger.
I would rather play Turrican over this.
Yeah.
Just because this felt really bland.
Yeah.
Like, nothing about it was really striking.
Yeah, it just looked like it existed.
Mm-hmm.
So Turrican. That's taken into yellow. I'm thinking in between Medical Dorpy and Kick Challenger.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
$1.5 Rendering Ranger R2.
Rengar.
That came out in 1996
Yeah, what a weird.
by Rainbow Arts. One of the last games they ever made. SNES. An action game. What would you say the tone for that is?
Space.
How about I'm kind of actually thinking. I'm thinking either anger or atonal.
That's an atonal.
All right. And difficulty-wise,
Seemed perfectly fine.
yeah, it seemed balanced. So, dude, is there a? You know what? Is there a? There is. There's a sponge. Because I think, yeah, their bullet enemies are like notably bullet spongy.
Yeah, everything just sopped up hits.
And also, I did not like the way the game looked.
New.
So yeah, I think art and sponginess probably a good pair.
Yeah. There's nothing to really like, honestly, or love.
Yeah.
Like, there were some nice songs, but a lot of them were really forgettable and uninteresting.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that is Rendering Ranger R2. It is a game. So yes, that was our little quick look at Rainbow Arts games.
Oh boy.
So yeah. So that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can follow me on YouTube by going to youtube.ltp.life. It should take you straight to my channel. And I usually upload edited versions of these on Sundays. Maybe Monday, depending upon how busy I am. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LoloThePuzzlo. These episodes are recorded live on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. If you want to keep up to date with how I'm doing and just kind of get updates on this show and other things, you can follow me on Twitter at LoloThePuzzlo. And if you want to do the same, but also take part in polls and just see a little more detailed stuff of what I'm working on, or just chat to see if you have any questions. You can join my Discord server by going to discord.ldp.life, and if you have a Discord account, that should take you right there. So, thank you all for watching, and have a good night.
We need an Amiga S Amiga tone.
Yes.